Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make Patrick Star's house from the show Spongebob Squarepants. If you enjoy this video, please do remember to hit that like button. It really helps me out, it honestly does. It's probably the best thing that you could do to support these videos, and I would really appreciate it. And just to let you know, I am making a lot of SpongeBob related builds. If you want to make any one of the other upcoming and previous SpongeBob related builds, please check out the card system and the description below for the SpongeBob tutorials playlist. And as a side note, I have made two versions of Patrick's house. You might be able to see it right now. I have the closed version, which is the version that we're going to be making, and I have the open version, which is the same house except, well, open. You can see the differences. It's up to you whether you want to make both, but both of them will be posted one after the other on the weekend, so please do look out for it if you did want to make both. But without any further ado, let's do this thing. So this house will require a 27 block by a 29 block area. That is 27 blocks coming across the front by about 29 blocks moving towards the back. Now you can actually get away with a space that is quite a bit smaller than this, but I have included some sand and stuff and a path leading to the house that I think does enhance it a little bit. If you like, you can draw this very grid in your world. It will help you out later. You'll also need all of these materials right here. I know there's so many of them. Make sure that you grab every single one of these, pause the video if necessary, do the things that you have to do, and then we can begin. So if you do indeed draw this grid in your world, you want to begin from the front left hand corner of the grid, which is this block of course, and then we want to count to the right by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We then want to count inwards by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is where we will begin. I'm going to start off by placing a brown concrete. Then, looking down at that brown concrete, I want to place an up left diagonal brown concrete. Then go left 1, do 2 up left diagonals, 1, 2, up 1, do an up left diagonal, go up by 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, do an up right diagonal, up 1, do 2 up right diagonals, 1, 2, right 1, up right diagonal, right by 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then do a bottom right diagonal, right by 1, 2 bottom right diagonals, 1, 2, down by 1, bottom right diagonal, down by 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then do a bottom left diagonal, down 1, 2 bottom left diagonals, 1, 2, left 1, bottom left diagonal, left by 2, 1, 2, place a door, and then place 2 brown concrete going left. So what we should have should look exactly like this. Now once you've done that, you want to grab your sand and you want to place a row of sand that goes all the way around the outside of the brown concrete. And it's important that the sand itself connects at the corners. So it's not just a thin layer of sand, you've got that extra thick, extra spicy sand connecting everything together like this on the corners, and you'll see the effect that you'll have. It looks as though that the rock is firmly placed in the ground, which is what we're looking for. Oh, and now that you've done that, you want to grab your brown concrete and you want to add 2 more rows of brown concrete directly on top of what you've made. So it will look like 1 and 2 going all the way around. it's very simple. Simply just raise up the original layer of brown concrete, which is, well, there's only one, so it's really hard to mistake it. Add 2 additional layers of brown concrete on top, going all the way around. Make sure it connects above the door, and you will be ready to go. Just like that. Now, once you have placed your 2 rows of brown concrete, the next step is for us to place a row of brown concrete 1 row above and inside that last row of brown concrete. So if you place a row of brown concrete that comes all the way around above and inside the previous row, this will slightly shrink the area that we have placed before, and it will allow us to create that rounded shape, which is Patrick's house, aka basically just a rock. He lives under a rock. But it's very simple to do. You don't want to connect in the corners at all. And if you have a look at this, what I've just done here, it should be quite easy to emulate what I've done. You'll manage to do that no problem. And once you've done that once, you then want to do it one more time. So once again, 1 row above and inside what you've just made, you want to gradually shrink the area. Just 1 row above, 1 row inside. And it will start to look like a nice rounded rock shape. That's pretty much what we're going for. So once again, very easy. 1 row above, 1 row inside. Don't connect at the corners, and that will be that. Just like this. Now, we want to do that again. So we want to, once you've done that second layer, we want to do that again. The same thing, 1 row above, 1 row inside. Except this time we do want to connect at the corners. So we want to connect at the corners this time. We don't want to just border on the outside of the top of this. We do want to actually connect at the corners. It's an important distinction because it does change the shape of the house a little bit in doing this. Now, once you've done that, this one last time, we now just want to cover up all of the empty space at the top of Patrick's house. So it's irrelevant whether it's irrelevant like going around, corners or no corners. All you want to do is you just want to completely cover up all of the empty space. No more, no less. Don't place any blocks anywhere else. We simply just want to cover up all of the empty space that we had at the top of the build, and there is absolutely nothing else to it. Just like that. So in doing that, you will have created a nice, pleasing rock shape. The next thing we have to do is build the antenna on the top of Patrick's house. You have to find the very center of the top of Patrick's house. It should be fairly easy to spot, to be honest with you. Like, it's not that hard to find the middle of the top of the house. Like, you should be able to just eyeball it. It's like right here. On top of this block, place 2 oak fence. 1, 2. Extend the second fence to the right by 1. And then left by 1. Up 1. But also from that block, you want to go left 1 as well. And that will give you the shape of the antenna on top of Patrick's house. Now, the only 2 details that we are going to add now is we are going to add a path to Patrick's house. So outside the front door, I'm just going to create a path. My path is going to be 1 block, 2 block, 3 block, 4 block, 5 blocks, 6 blocks long, and 3 blocks wide. My path is going to be made out of light grey concrete. Other alternatives are stone, or you might want to use another specific grey block, like you might want to use straight up stone, and then you might want to perhaps place a little bit of a like green carpet to make the path look a little bit more sea worn, if that makes sense. Like it's like it's under the ocean, makes it look a little bit more sea-y. It's up to you whether you want to do that, it really is. We've got a similar sort of effect over there on SpongeBob's house. Now, the only other thing that you might want to do other than the inside, and the inside is very simple, it's just a chair and a TV and stuff, but I don't know whether you want to customize that yourself, so I'm going to leave it in this particular case. All you're going to want to do is determine like what sort of area you want to turn into sand. So I'm going to figure this out for myself, right? All I want is like a big circle of sand around Patrick's house. So I'll tell you what, I'll cut the corner off here. Like I'll probably have that as sand. Yeah, all I'll do is I'll cut off the 3 blocks on the corner. So like all of these blocks are going to be turned back into grass, and all of the inside blocks are going to be turned into sand, if this makes sense. So those 3 sand blocks are going to kind of like, I'm going to dig in between them, I'm going to connect all of the sand together, then I'm going to simply fill it in, and that's that. You, on the other hand, you, the person making this, or whoever you're making this for, it's completely up to you how much sand you want to add around Patrick's house. I kind of had this little bit of a struggle with the other ones too. Like, it's completely up to you whether you want to add loads and loads of sand, or whether you don't want to add any, or how long you want the path to be. The surrounding area really does depend upon your individual world, so I'm not really going to tell you like the area of which to fill in around the build. Enough until you like it is pretty much my suggestion. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to go away. I'm going to fill that area in with sand. I'll clean up all the numbers. I'll make it look not a mess. And then we can come back once all of that has been done. So I'll be back in just a mo. Let me take care of that. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is what Patrick's house would look like once you have completely filled in the area with sand. And honestly, not too much more has been done. I did also, of course, remove all of the grid and the guiding numbers, but that's pretty much everything. I'm just realizing now that this green carpet looks suspiciously like lily pads. I'm not sure whether I like it, but I'm going to leave it anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Patrick's house complete. It's a very simple house. It's just a rock on the floor. There's not too many more ways to mess about with this house to make it more complicated, but that is the house. I'm sure you guys knew what you were getting into. If you did enjoy this tutorial, please do remember to hit that like button. I'd really appreciate that. I honestly would. If you do enjoy the tutorials, that's the best thing you can do. Hit that like button. Please subscribe to the channel if you are interested in the content, and click the little bell next to the subscription button to ensure that you get all my stuff sent directly to your sub box. I said that very, very fast. If you would like to check out any more things by me, I have been making some more SpongeBob related builds recently. I'm releasing roughly one of them per week, so the playlist is going to fill up very, very fast. So whether you want to make SpongeBob stuff, or whether you want to make more cartoony related builds, you can see some of those in the background, or perhaps some modern houses, sort of survival houses, suburban houses. I do a little bit of everything on the channel. You guys will be able to check all those out in the card system and the description below. Check out the SpongeBob playlist for all those SpongeBob builds. I am going to be doing the open version of Patrick's house. You'll probably see that tomorrow. Whether you do want to make both or not, it's completely up to you. Whether you wanted one or the other, I'm sure that half of you are happy and half of you are going to be waiting. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate every single one of you. I really do. When I say that, I am being very, very truthful. I do appreciate you very much. Thank you so much for supporting the videos, and I'll see you in the next video.